Nemesis is a sci-fi action movie released in 1992 starring Oliver Gruner. It was directed by Albert Pyun, who also directed Cyborg and Captain America, the 1990 version. And I have to say, I think it is a lot better than it has any right to be. It's a cyberpunk, gun-fu B-movie, and I'm betting you probably haven't seen it. And in this video, I'm going to explain why I think that you should. Some light spoilers will follow. The film follows our lead character, Alex Rain, set in the far future in the year 2027, a human cop who hunts down cyborg terrorists. But during the line of duty, he is mostly replaced by machine parts, becoming less and less human. We open with Alex retiring one of these cyborg terrorists, before being chased by her compadres. A loud and excessive gunfight ensues, and the scenes have a certain energy and quality to them. The editing is fast, not lingering on one shot for particularly too long, but despite that, we never lose our sense of geography and where characters are positioned in relation to one another. And the weapons here are comically powerful, with Alex's shotgun here almost doubling up as a machine gun. But you know what? I'm not here for realism. Overpowered weapons add to the fun factor, the rule of cool. And it's the future, so who knows, more powerful ammo, I don't know. He manages to down everyone who's chasing him bar one, and she manages to shoot at him with an explosive round. And I can't stop thinking about this particular shot. It looks and feels like the sort of thing Breaking Bad would do. If it were done nowadays, it would be done relatively cheaply and easily, with a drone doing the flying through the air shot and a bullet comped in afterwards. And they could have done that here, but you can see the reflections of the fire in the bullet, so this must have been captured all in camera. And that's bad to think about. Digital cameras can get quite small. When Breaking Bad did do those shots, they would use a Canon 5D as it was lighter and easier to mount in difficult places than a typical film camera. But here they couldn't do that, they didn't have that technology available to them at the time. They were filming these bulky film cameras, so doing that type of shot would be extremely difficult. And for a shot that lasted about a second, that's mad. I have no idea how they did that, but hats off to them. The bullet hits, revealing he's not entirely human.
86.5% is still human.
He's dead to rights, but some quick thinking saves his life. The film tries to touch on this theme of humanity, and if being replaced with cybernetic parts take away from that. If you're going to be fully replaced, are you really the same person? In the film, Alex has those concerns and insecurities. We hear him wax lyrically about these concerns in a noir-esque voiceover.
It always scared me that they might take out my soul and replace it with some goddamn Matrix chip.
After more of them is replaced by him nearly getting killed earlier. A year later, after quitting, he's captured and taken by his old boss, Commissioner Farnsworth. Here he learns he wants him on a mission to stop his former lover Jared, who has now become a terrorist. However, if he refuses, they will detonate a bomb that they've implanted in his chest. You get the typical 90s action movie badass lines here.
You know the cliche, you racist asshole? What's that? Pull it and you better use it.
Which, in a movie like this, I expect nothing less. As the film progresses, we see the type of action we saw early in the film, and the highlight I'd say here is Alex trapped in a hotel bathroom. Bad guys are outside and have him surrounded, so he does the only thing a sane man would do. He shoots the floor around him in a circle, blasting out of the way, letting them fall down, and keeps doing this story after story until he reaches the bottom. It's a completely out-of-pocket scene, man, I love it for that. There's like typical 90s action cheesy moments. It's all practical, and a few more of those weird camera angles that give these scenes that unique energy. Another scene I love is when we see a henchman harass a little old lady, which leads to this gem of a scene. I admit I laughed a lot during this scene. The frantic energy of the action is sustained throughout the whole movie, like when Alex is fighting the guy with a cannon in his head down the slide, or when the chimney gets blown up. It's fast paced throughout, but not too fast. Turns out Farnsworth has been replaced by a machine, just like all his other henchmen, and it's Jared and the others who are trying to stop them. Alex reluctantly joins them, and a chase soon ensues. For what is considered a B-movie, these effects are actually really good. When Julian is broken in half, we see her drag herself across the floor, and all her robotic entrails dragging behind her, or earlier when she removed a tracker in Alex's eye. It's hard to know where the actor stops and the special effect begins. After the chase, they manage to blow up Farnsworth, leaving behind his endoskeleton. It's shown using stop motion and looks similar to its contemporaries like RoboCop and the Terminator. In fact, the same people who did the effects on the first two Terminators, Fantasy II, led by Gene Warren, did the effects in this film as well. The jerky movie, the uncanny, unnatural look it has just really works. And the shots with Farnsworth and Alex work together extremely well, really sells the punches and the fight. Throughout the film we see all these lovely homages to the other cyberpunk movies of the time, like Escape from New York, RoboCop, The Terminator, and Blade Runner. Speaking of Blade Runner, Brian James is also a henchman in this. Between these two films it seems like he's getting a bit typecast. The film ends with a somber note as Alex reads a note written by the real Farnsworth, warning about a wider conflict on the horizon, but not before he shoots the last remaining henchman in the crotch. It feels like this film is setting up a sequel where Alex is going to be fighting on the front line of a broader, wider conflict. Are we going to see this in Nemesis 2? Spoiler, but not quite. All in all, I think this movie is really good. Like, is it on the same level as, say, Blade Runner or RoboCop? Probably not. But at the same time, it's still worth checking out. It's still fun and it has that action movie cheese to it. And I recommend, if you do like your cyberpunk or your 90s action movies, this is worth checking out. Thank you very much for watching. If you like what you see, please subscribe. And I'll see you later.